Okay, I'm going to be in Washington, D.C., Austin, Texas, Brea, Greenville, South Carolina, Amsterdam, Paris, Portland. Nope, already did Portland, Oregon. I'm reading these backwards. Washington, D.C., Denver, Colorado, Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, Madison, Wisconsin, Spokane, Washington, Brea, Rochester, New York, then Houston, Texas, then Greenville, South Carolina, then Dublin, then London, then Amsterdam, then Oslo, then Stockholm, then Paris, then Berlin, then Nashville. Go to punchup.live/Jordan Jensen. Ian's going to be in North Carolina, Wilmington, Tacoma, Washington, Spokane, Oklahoma City, Dallas, Texas, Indianapolis, Chicago, Illinois, New Brunswick, New Jersey, Omaha, Nebraska, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Houston, Texas. Go to punchup.live/Ian Fidance for tickets. Bye.
Or IanFidance.com.
Or IanFidance.com.
Telling jokes and having smokes, riding bikes all through the night. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian. Coffee ice no matter what. Now you know he likes it in the butt. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian, being Ian. And life is shit, but you're positive. Let's find out what it's like to live a life being Ian, being Ian.
With Jordan. Been in multiple stores where parents are showing their kids and being like,
Yeah.
this is what we used to listen to.
You used to listen to this.
Yes.
There's a lot of Bill Cosby records.
That's unfortunate.
in those
yeah,
bins.
there are a lot
Yes.
of those.
Like
Yeah.
so
but they
many.
don't sell that well.
They don't
I
sell.
don't think
No,
they
they're
Or
do.
they
always in the
really
discount
lower
bin.
the price. They really,
No, it'll
really
always
lower
be in the dollar
price.
bin, and I'll look through, and it's like Bill Cosby.
Dude, I've
Bill
seen it for
Cosby.
like 10 cents.
Yeah.
Like, all
It's
right.
rough.
Yeah.
I just got a record player. Very happy.
Oh,
with
you
it.
did?
Yeah.
See, I think I played. We're on now, are we?
We're on.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
all
yes,
right.
yes.
So I got a new vinyl deck.
Hold this to your mouth, would you?
This?
Yeah.
All right, like this close?
Yeah, pretty close.
Whoa, I
Is
didn't
that
know
right,
you were-
Ethan? Am I
Man.
right?
I didn't know
Yeah.
you were a big tattoo guy.
Well, I'm not a big time. Not like you.
Get,
I mean,
well, look at that little guy peeking out.
Well, you know, I have.
Oh,
I
you're
have-
a scoundrel.
Get
out of
You're a
here.
dirty
Take your shirt
scoundrel.
off.
No, I won't
Come
take my
on.
shirt off.
Wow.
I only do arms and only
The-
black ink.
Really?
didn't-
Yeah.
Like
I
her?
screwed up on this red, and I have to
Well,
go back.
actually, I thought that was a choice. I think that looks really
You
good.
like it?
Yeah,
I mean, it was a
I'm
choice.
thinking
I
of
don't know how I feel
color
about it.
at some point. I
Yeah.
thought I would go yellow.
Yellow's
A
good.
tiny little bit of yellow for maybe a bee.
Oh, a little
Bee.
honeybee.
I got a little
bee.
yellow on this butterfly I got the other
You
day.
got lots of colors there, though. You're like a children's book.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are a
you
children's
got a
book.
lot
Thank
of different
You
colors.
can only
on
read
you.
at a children's book level. Also.
And I am like a children's book in that I am enjoyed by all.
Okay, that's
No?
good.
Fair.
or just children.
or just children. That's maybe something you want to talk about. I feel like if I got my legs tattooed, I'd have to wear shorts because I feel guys that have tattoos on their legs, they wear shorts.
I wore shorts on stage for my special.
Did you really?
Mhm.
How did
Yeah.
that feel? Did you have? Were you wearing snug underpants?
I was.
Because I'd have been frightened that people in the front row might get a little scrotum action.
Well, you've got a Scottish hog. So you've got some haggis down there then, yes?
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what you call it. I
No
don't
matter
know.
what it is, it's called haggis.
Yeah, everything's called haggis.
Yeah.
Do you know that haggis is illegal in America?
What is
Really?
haggis?
It's kind of like, now look, it sounds bad. Like, I don't want you to get upset. It
Okay.
sounds. Are you a vegetarian?
I am.
Right. Okay. So this is not going
What?
to be for you.
When did that happen?
Literally 4 months ago. Remember, I had the meat diet, and that made
Do
me
you
a
guys
vegetarian?
even know each other?
I know.
What happened? That
Ooh.
How many times have we ordered things? I said no meat. I'm not eating meat.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know you were an official vegetarian. I thought you were
are you,
just
ve-
off
are you
meat.
vegan or vegetarian?
I would like to be vegan, but I need protein. I eat so much Greek yogurt.
You know, I was vegan for about 4 years.
Did it do anything?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And I'm still mostly vegetarian, but I'll eat a little bit of meat now. Not
Yeah.
red. I won't eat ever red meat, but I'll eat a little bit of chicken, maybe a little bit of fish and stuff.
Yeah.
But no haggis. But you can get the only legal haggis in America is vegetarian haggis, and it's really good.
Okay.
But
What
what
is real haggis?
Haggis is the the liver and kidneys and lungs and bits of stuff of a sheep mixed with oatmeal and then cooked in the sheep's stomach lining.
Can I be honest with you? That sounds delicious to me.
Does it, you know, it is pretty delicious.
Yeah.
It is.
I love
delicious.
oatmeal and I love liver stuff.
Well,
it reminds me of clearing out a crab. You ever eat crab?
Yeah, I don't.
All the
I don't eat
guts
crab. I
and
never
lungs.
eat crab.
You see it right there.
No, I never eat crab. Never eat lobster. Won't eat shrimp.
So
won't
good.
eat any of those guys. No clams.
Because it's
Really?
gross.
Yeah, that's bugs. And I tell
Yeah.
you another thing. We had got our youngest boy. He's going to a new school, so we had to do a allergy panel. So we were talking to the pediatrician about and my wife has a shellfish allergy, so she was asking about that, and she said no. And then she was talking about lobster and crab are the same allergy group as house mites and cockroaches. It's the same kind of.
Really?
Okay, but
Yes.
I'm a little bit for like maggot farming for protein.
Well, did you see Blade Runner, the new one?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you remember that there was a maggot farm in that? Do you remember that?
No, that was in the one about the train. What's that one called? The Polar Express, but not.
Polar Express.
What's the one where
That's
they're
a
all
very
in the-
different vibe of a
Very.
movie than
What
Blade
maggot
Runner.
did you see?
There was a maggot at the beginning. The guy is maggot
Oh, right.
farming.
Of course. Yes.
And then Handsome Pete goes up and
Yeah.
gets him, and because he's really a
but
robot.
if you blend it together for protein, that seems better.
I think it's probably all right.
Yeah.
I just don't. I mean, now you're a vegetarian. It doesn't matter. You're never going to be part
Well, I
of
was
that.
eating fish, but the other day I was eating fish and I started getting. I'm a vegetarian because I started getting repulsed by the idea of meat suddenly.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's gross.
I don't know
yeah.
what happened, but
Yeah.
fish was fine. And then I had fish the other day and I was like, oh, this is fishy.
Yeah, no, it's
starts to
hard.
freak you out.
I was vegan for a long time. Then I ate a little bit during the lockdown. We
Mhm.
were all at home, and my wife made a roast because none of the other nobody else in the family was vegan, and I was like, what would happen if I ate some of this? And like the kids were looking at me and stuff like that, and my wife said, you'd probably be all right. Just take a little bit and be careful. And I took a little bit. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. The iron.
Oh my god, it was bad.
Oh,
And then, but it was great. As
Yeah.
well. But I kind of got a rush from it a little bit.
yeah.
It
The
was
iron. You were probably iron
yeah,
deficient.
I think I
Flooded
was a little iron deficient.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm a little less strict about it, but I feel like I feel the same way about. Any of you guys smoke?
you.
I smoke cigarettes.
Right. See, I haven't smoked cigarettes for like maybe 30 years, but I still kind of consider myself a smoker.
Yeah.
You know, smokers are my people. I feel like
Yeah.
I approve of it, and when I smell smoke and cigarette smoke, first of all, if you sell cigarette smoke in New York, it's like a breath of fresh air because
Yeah.
most of it's weed.
Yeah.
I
So-
hate it.
It's awful.
I hate the
I
smell of
hate
weed.
it. I hate the smell of weed.
Isn't that weird?
I'm totally sober. I'm 10 years sober. We were just talking about
Yeah.
sobriety. I cannot quit cigarettes, and I don't want to. How did you do it?
I've been sober for a long time. I've
Mm.
been sober since 1992.
Wow.
I've been so is that 33 years over Marilyn, and I smoked for a couple of years after I got sober.
Mhm.
But in 1996, I was in LA and I got a job. And do you ever do OCD things like if I get this job, I'll not smoke, like make little deals
Of
with the
course,
universe
yeah.
and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Right. So
I have it where it's like if the lightning strikes in 11 seconds, I'll break up with my boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I get that as well.
Yeah.
If I've got hold my phone and it's 11 minutes past the hour, I put it down.
And it's 11 minutes.
If it's 11 minutes past the hour, I always put it down.
That's good.
It's weird.
Yeah. I have
Or
so
else
many of
what?
those.
What do you tell yourself will happen if you
It's
don't
just-
put it
it's
down?
not good.
It's
I
a
don't
sign
know.
it should be down.
Yeah, I got to put it down.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of little weird things like that. Like I don't like to wear black higher up my body than any other color because I feel like it's inviting death.
Huh?
Wait.
Yeah.
Black higher up.
Higher up my body than any other color. That is
But
inviting.
you're all black.
Yeah, but that's not higher than any other color, is it? Everything I'm wearing
Oh,
is
so
black.
if you had white pants and black shirt, that's
yeah,
inviting death.
well, first of all, I've never wear white pants, and I really
Right.
deeply resent
They
the
might
idea.
look good on you.
No,
They might look good on
that's
you.
not fair.
Painter pants?
Yeah,
Woo,
no.
with those
Well, maybe
tattoos?
painter pants. Yeah, okay,
Oh,
all
boy.
right. But yeah, well,
Yeah,
maybe no. You know
little
what? I'm thinking
Dickies?
about it actually. You know,
That'd be
summer's
pretty good.
coming. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But so anyway, what I did was I I went up for a job for the Drew Carey show. Was the show I was doing, and I thought, if I don't smoke, I'll get this job, and I got the job. And then I thought, well, if I don't smoke, then I'll get another job. And I keep thinking that if I start smoking,
you'll lose everything.
I'll lose everything. Also, it does give you cancer. I don't know if you know that.
It does kill you.
I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it.
I use OCD to do so many things.
Well, it's every time you go for. I'm 63 years old now. Every time you go, I go for medicals like every day, and the first thing they ask you is, you smoke, and that's the first thing they always ask you, smoke, and it's a relief to say no, I haven't for a long time, and then they go, all right, well, you can leave. But if you say you do smoke, then
can you initiate?
Why do you think I keep smoking?
Can you use OCD to quit smoking?
No, I don't want to quit. That's the thing. I love smoking.
I didn't want to quit. I still don't want to quit. I haven't had a cigarette in 30 years, and I still don't want to quit. But it gives you cancer, and I'm kind of selfish that way. That's all. But I understand.
We were just doing close face argument talking.
Oh yeah,
where I saw this single line where couples go face to face and they argue and try to keep a straight face, and it's hard because you're like so close. And her argument was, I think it's selfish that you smoke knowing that you will have cancer.
It is selfish.
Are you guys a couple?
No.
Okay, that's right. No, one no is fine.
Too many no's.
Too many no's is a little kind of. That was a lot of
and
no's.
I don't live here. This is his house, and I don't live here.
Yeah,
my house. She doesn't live here.
No, I mean,
We're
I get
just
that.
pals.
I get that. I figured that. But it's polite to ask. It's polite to ask. Or
the
even
dry
can you ask?
heaving
I
was
don't
not
know.
necessary.
No, but my dad smoked the way he did, and my dad passed away at 58, and my dad was the same way, where he was like, I'm a cool Marlboro man. It's part of my identity, and that's how he is. But
yeah.
I just like smoking. It's the only thing
I love that. I totally understand, and I feel nothing but sympathy for you. I get it. And if I knew when I was going to die, if somebody said, okay, this is the date you're going to die, I'd start smoking.
Yeah.
Because then I'd know.
I'm honestly afraid of being sober and not having cigarettes.
I understand that too. The first couple of years, I was like, I can't do it.
Well, I'm 10 years sober, and I'm still like, I don't know what I do without it.
I got to the other side of it when I was thought, if I start smoking again, that's me. I'm heading back in. I'm going back in. You know what I mean? It's like, so.
Were you an alcoholic?
Yeah, I still am.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But alcohol, and have you guys heard of drugs?
I
did them too. Drugs. Yeah.
I can't. My thing is cocaine. I can never go
I
near
love
it again.
the cocaine.
It's just the worst, best thing that'll ever be done.
It's kind of, I also, it's like a vitamin that helps you drink as much as you like, and you don't black out.
You don't black
what
out.
a wonder drug.
And it
really.
makes you really interesting too.
To everybody.
It makes everybody else interesting.
It enhances your stories.
People want to hear about your screenplay.
Yeah.
They really do.
And they want to have you take over the auxiliary cord and play all the songs.
Yeah.
For some reason, every time I did coke, I became obsessed with Marshall Tucker Band.
That's an interesting
I don't know why, but I was always like, we got to put on Marshall Tucker Band.
I feel like cocaine is a serious drug though, for people who are doing drugs and want to die, as opposed to this, smoking weed.
Yeah.
I don't feel that's
serious.
Yes, it's not proper drug taking.
It's not proper drug. No,
I think it's for losers.
For losers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I was arguing with my oldest son about marijuana, and I was saying I said it's an adolescent drug, and he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, take a serious drug. If you're gonna take a drug, take a grown-up drug.
Yeah.
Cocaine."
Your wife is screaming.
Steal some methadone. Like, what are you doing?
What methadone? What's that though? That's decaf. I feel like. When I lived in the East Village, when I was in my early 20s, we used to do something called the speedballs. You know the speedballs?
Yeah.
With the cocaine
and heroin.
And the
I was
heroin.
stuck in jail with a girl who got a speedball.
You were in jail?
Just for a night, but I was with a woman who did a speedball right before she got in, and she was amped.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because like in the old timey westerns when the cowboy gets, he gets captured by the Indians and they tie him to one horse going that way and one horse going the other way.
Quartered.
That's a speedball.
Yeah.
What is it? It's speed and cocaine?
It's
coke and
cocaine
heroin.
or
Oh.
like an upper and a down.
What does it feel like?
See, now I just do coffee and melatonin. That's
I don't even do
my
melatonin.
sober.
I do coffee. That's it.
Yeah, coffee's
But
the
I
best.
love coffee. I would have a very hard time giving up coffee.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I really couldn't do it. I'm
I
not willing to
can't.
do it. It's like you with the cigarettes.
Yeah.
I'm just not willing to do it.
But do people go to you? You got to quit coffee.
No,
You know the coffee's bad
no.
for you.
Look, I mean, at this point, you know, I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. I don't smoke. I'm kind of vegan most of the time. I mean, I get Mormons coming up to me saying, might want to lighten the fuck up
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just like, so I feel like I live very clean.
Yeah.
And I like it. You know, I mean, like I see people eating bacon. Like I love the smell of bacon, but I'm not going to eat bacon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like I could, like I love the smell of cigarettes and bacon at the same time. Reminds me of my dad.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad was a pig.
Yeah.
No, my dad was a vegetarian, but then he would eat one Kobe beef burger once a year on his birthday
Okay.
and get so sick every year.
Why did he do it then?
He just loved it. And
Yeah,
he was
wow,
like
that's-
me, where he gave it up because of the, and I mean, I'm grossed out by it right now, but like a big part of the meat thing is the love for animals, but he just
Yeah.
like wanted to eat meat. But
I had a buddy who would
resisted.
smoke crack only on his birthday. So
I
it's
feel
kind of like your dad.
That's kind of impressive in the kind of Sherlock Holmes sort of a way. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like if I smoke crack, I'd see you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what's if I had a line of Coke or a beer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like that's it. I'm done. You
A
know,
beer.
Well, we were just talking about that because I don't know how you got sober, the process you went through, but I go to places for
I hear you. I'm right there with you, my
people.
brother.
I'm
Yeah.
a very good friend of
Yeah.
Bill's, and
yeah, me too.
I have not seen Bill in a little while, and that idea crept up real heavy 2 weeks ago. I was in Ottawa, and I was like, man, I would really like a soup at a pub. And I walked
Yeah.
into a pub,
You
and
ain't going for soup.
it just everything was so loud, and I was like,
Yeah.
why shouldn't I? And then I literally like and walked out and like called a sober friend and like told him
Yeah.
myself, but
I've
like,
been
doesn't
there.
go away.
I've done that. I had one years and years ago. I remember being in a hotel in New York. I wasn't living in
Oh,
New
the
York at the
hotels.
time. I
Oh,
went to the
yeah.
mini bar. I was about 10 years sober, actually.
Yeah.
I went to the mini bar and I opened it, and there was all the stuff was in it. And I thought, I'll just take a can of beer out just to feel the weight of it in my
Yeah.
hand. I hadn't, like, why do I need to feel the weight of a can of, and so I put it back in. I ran off to meet some of
Yeah.
my friends who were in a church basement and told them about it. And they said, yeah, it's the thing.
Yeah.
But it kind of, it never goes away, I don't
Mhm.
think.
The hotel one is a huge. I mean, I was on a plane 2 days ago. And my friend was just getting plastered because we were in first
Yeah.
class, and he was just drinking, and
Sure.
and his screwdriver was sitting right next to me, and I was like, "This is my closest person in my life, and they are blacked out right now. It seems
Yeah.
crazy that I can't take one sip because we're so close."
Well, I think the thing is when I got sober, I was very evangelical about it. You know, I was very kind of like I wanted to tell other people. First of all, like if a waiter came to the table, they'd say, "Would you like a drink?" And I'd be like, "No, I used to drink, and now I don't drink."
Right,
Like they give a fuck.
Right.
And now I kind of feel like you do your thing. I mean, I'm not. I feel like I made a deal with the universe, if you like, that if somebody needs my help to get sober, I gotta help them. That's the
Of
deal.
course.
But how that plays out sometimes is a little odd. You know, like somebody will come up or put a comment on something on social media and say, "Can you help me?" And I'm like, "No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, I can't go on social media and help you, but you know where the meetings are. They
Yeah.
go there, they'll help you."
Yeah.
So it's kind of tricky, but I feel like that's the only weapon against that impulse you're talking about, is to find somebody that needs to.
Is your wife sober?
No.
Wow.
No.
Whoa.
That's so
No, she's a
interesting.
Yankee, my wife. She likes to drink the wine.
Nice.
Drink
Wow.
the wine.
And that doesn't get in the way? That doesn't
Yeah,
bother you?
she doesn't drink it that much. I
Yeah.
mean, she like drinks like a human. I mean, she'll say
Yeah.
things like, "I'm gonna stop now. I'm starting to feel it." I'm like, yeah, that's not.
It's when
that's
you
not
keep going.
That's the start of
Yeah,
drinking.
yeah.
That's not the stop of drinking.
Yeah.
Starting to feel it is that's it beginning to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I'm starting.
That's when
to
you can
feel it.
finally smile and
Yeah,
feel okay.
that's like, oh, the monkey is off my
Yeah,
shoulder.
yeah,
Yeah. It's an interesting thing that I watch her with it, and people who like if somebody's having a glass of wine or something. Normally, I don't even notice it a lot of the time. But if I'm feeling a little weird or squirrely, sometimes I will notice it, and then I'm like, why aren't they drinking it? And they'll
yeah.
they
They'll
leave
leave
it.
some.
Yeah,
When they leave some, that blows my mind.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the real alcohol.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is crazy. When they leave it there, I feel the same way about food. When people leave food, I'm a food addict, and I'm always like, how the fuck?
I feel like people that leave food on their plate are kind of. I feel like they're kind of lording it over me a
I
little
think
bit.
that they're
Yeah.
involved. I view them as Buddhist monks.
Yeah, I fear them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really fear
Yeah,
them.
Yeah, I fear
It's
them.
the same way I fear women who smoke weed. Because I'm like, we have the most demented, fucked up brains that are constantly living in a state of fear, and you're gonna get high.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Weed's an interesting thing. I always thought that the approach to weed is kind of like discrimination against my people.
Yes.
Like, because my people have to hide their shame in a little brown paper bag. I mean, you can walk down the street smoking weed and everybody's got to inhale it. But if you're even drinking a beer, it better be in a paper bag or you're going to the pokey.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't seem fair to me.
It's a form of public escapism. That is
Yeah.
not, yeah.
Well, also it's medically given to people too. Like, well, here's permission from a doctor.
Yeah, that's right.
Where's my fucking permission for a
that's
goddamn
right.
half gallon of
I know
vodka?
some doctors that'll say, hey, you want to get a drink? that's all right. But I feel like every now and again when you get, like, there's a survey comes out of France saying, yes, if you drink red wine every day, it's very good for you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, during the pandemic, I don't even know if it's real, but I could have sworn I read an article that was like, cigarettes help fight off COVID. And I was like, see?
I've
2
heard
packs a day now.
I've heard that
for my
about.
health.
I've heard weird things
Wow.
about nicotine.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of the World Wide Web, the internet?
Yeah.
Right. So I feel that thing spreads sometimes information that isn't 100% reliable.
100%.
I don't know.
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah, because I had heard.
Even the New York Times will say shit that I'm like, how the fuck is this possible?
Where are you getting?
Let's get
It's
into it.
crazy.
Yeah.
It'll be like, not one Gen Zer has had sex since 2015. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. I feel like that, years and years ago, before the New York Times was a website, it used to be a paper. It used to come in it was in paper form. Yeah, it was amazing. And people had little hats like this, and they would say, all the latest news. And they would tell you, they would sell you the paper. And in the paper, there was on a Sunday, there used to be a section called the style section in the New York Times on a Sunday. And it was full of fucking garbage.
Oh, really?
It was really good to read. Like gossip and weddings and stuff. And, it was like really easy and stuff. And now I feel like the New York Times is all that section.
Yeah.
It's all that section.
I know. There's nothing boring in it anymore.
Yeah. And the boring stuff is probably where the information is.
It's gotten crazy. The Trump Elon thing. I was talking about this and I was like, this is a bad world we're living in, but man, is this fun just to watch these two queers battle it out like this. just two little bickering gay men being like, well, I'm going to take your allowance away, badge. It's so awesome.
I feel like that is one way to look at it. And that it's good that we all have perspectives. I think that's great.
Yeah. That's
it's
how
not
I see it.
necessarily mine, but I feel like when I watched those two guys get together, I was like, this is all the success of Brangelina written all over it, isn't it? Yeah.
And they were so cozied up before. It was always just Trump sitting and Elon over there. And now we're watching their big public.
You know when actors fall in love when they're making the movie?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And then at the end of Principal
And the movie comes out.
Photography.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they got to do the press conferences together, and then they start hating each other because they learn the truth.
You guys know Warren Beatty?
Yeah.
All right. So I had lunch with Warren Beatty once. I was directing a movie, and I wanted his advice. And he's really helpful guy. He's really nice and really kind of helpful. And I was sitting down with him, and I said, he said at lunchtime, he said, "Now let me just tell you this. Here's what I've learned being a director all these years. You can have a relationship. You can have sex with your leading lady, I was like, okay, that wasn't a question I had.
Yeah.
I said, but he said, but you can have sex with your leading lady, but you mustn't you mustn't end that relationship before the end of principal photography.
Wow.
Because he and Diane Keaton broke up when they were filming Reds.
Uh-huh.
He was directing and starring in the movie Reds, and he and Diane Keaton were a night, and
I
then they
love that
broke
movie.
up during the film in the movie, and he was a director. I said, how was that? And he went, it's a little awkward.
Yeah.
It's a little awkward. I'm not going to lie. So apparently that's what happened.
He was the director and the protagonist?
Yeah, he was the star and the director of the movie. Yeah.
Oh, wow. But that kind of works because they were having a fraught relationship.
That'd be funny
the
if
whole
they
movie.
broke up and then in one scene he's like, okay, Diane, in this scene, you're going to admit to how you bring things up over and over.
Yeah.
And you won't let things go.
Yeah.
It's kind of where I think the character should go.
Yeah.
You just say it on camera.
I think that's kind of where.
Yeah.
No, listen, I don't know any more than that, but I feel like it would be awkward. But
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I don't think that would happen now. I don't think that would happen now. I think back then, in
No.
the 70s, everybody was doing that in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think.
Yeah,
it would
I don't
happen
know.
now. There's Gen Z, they would be smoking weed and.
I can't
complaining.
imagine what director now would date. So that's like a minefield. That'd
Oh,
be a
no, you-
nightmare.
you
No,
couldn't
I
do
think
that.
it happens
You-
all the time.
You think?
so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Really?
The director, I mean, the movie I was in, Bradley Cooper directing it.
Did you have
Who
a
did
thing
he?
with
Did you and Bradley?
you and Bradley
date?
Cooper do a thing?
I mean, we are in a committed relationship now.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
New York Times.
Yeah.
All that's
no,
fit
but
to
I can
print.
imagine him getting close. You know, he's hot. I could imagine him getting close
Sure.
to somebody on the thing. But
Didn't
now
that
is it
happen
like
with him and
uncouth?
Lady Gaga?
I don't know.
But he didn't direct that movie.
Yeah, he did. But no, I don't.
Yeah,
think
he
actually
directed.
happened.
Oh, he
that movie,
did?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
he did.
But
When
I
I was
can
doing
imagine
late night,
co-stars.
Bradley Cooper was on the late night show, and he's attractive.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's.
Oh,
an
yeah.
But he
attractive
had the
guy.
camera up in my face like this and was
Yeah.
like telling me daddy like directions, like being like, do this, do this. I could totally imagine being like, what else should I do, Papa? You know?
I kind of had the same thing going on with him too. I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
I'll do
what
whatever
do you
you
want,
say.
Bradley?
Yeah.
Like, you want to go to a commercial break? We can go
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's he's an attractive man. But I don't know. Do you guys do a lot of movies? Do you do that still? I don't.
I only did one.
You did one?
Yeah.
That's enough.
That's
I think.
plenty.
I
That
did
is
one and I
plenty.
had one line. Nice shorts, jerk off. You may have.
I
heard
saw
of it.
that movie.
Really good.
Was that
Really
Ghostbusters? I loved you in that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
thank you.
that's
I
good.
appreciate
I
it.
feel like I used to-
Acting classes were worth it.
Did you do all that? Was that your thing?
Did I take an
We should do
I
an
took a
improv class
commercial
together.
acting class. That'd be so
That'd
fun.
be fun.
I would love that.
Okay.
I want to act really bad. I love acting.
It's so much
Yeah.
easier than stand up.
Just do it then. Like
Well-
now, just do it now. Like
Oh, yeah.
act.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll be coming in with some bad news,
Okay.
and you can tell in my face that there's bad news, but I don't want to tell you because it's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, what's up?
I don't have the money. Oh. What's going on, Dad?
Cats died. Oh fuck! I said it right away. I just said it right away.
Yeah, you got to hold it a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll do it
Yeah.
again.
Can you
Okay.
take
All
a
right.
step
Let's
back?
start again. Start again. Okay. Ask me again.
What's wrong?
You know, I was thinking about your cat.
He's great.
He loves his
Was
Will always be.
in a way remembered.
Oh, I can't forget him.
Yeah, I have to say, when I came in, because you have a cat,
Well, I have two.
I thought maybe because I saw a lot of places for where cats can go to the bathroom on the way in here.
Plenty.
Uh-huh.
I thought
Too many.
there's just like if I was a cat, I would just like you can go anywhere you
Feel
want.
like this was heaven. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you have
mental-
toxoplasmosis? do you think?
What?
Yeah. Isn't that a thing? Like
Toxic plasmosis?
yeah, you can get like some kind of weird schizophrenia system, mimic symptoms.
Stop.
From,
I'm trying to listen.
Like
what are you talking about?
Like
from cats.
cat scratch fever kind of
Cat
thing?
scratch fever.
Cat
Ted
scratch
Nugent
fever,
described it,
yeah.
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 Actually, to be honest, my cat did scratch my face last week. But you can't tell, right?
And you've
Right.
been feeling.
The scratches are okay. It's if the cat bites you, you gotta go to the doctor.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I thought it
Is
was
that
a
true?
scratch.
No.
Cats should
bite.
not
Bite?
be pets.
Bite. No,
You're
it-
wrong.
No,
They're wild
no.
Are you
a
she is
cat or
not
dog
wrong.
guy?
I have cats and dogs, and horses and a rabbit.
You have horses?
You
Where
have
do
a
live?
rabbit?
California?
Yeah, in America.
Yeah, nice. It's a
The
good place
Upper
to
East
live.
Side.
It's a good place to live. Yeah.
By the way, Craig Ferguson's on the show.
Yeah, I live in America.
Yeah.
But
He lives wherever he lays his head.
I do wherever I lay my hat. That's my home.
That is.
And so
His hat's
I
here.
Live,
You
I
live
live here.
Yeah, you
I
better
live
stay.
Welcome.
Yeah.
You don't
Would
want
you
to
like
live
a
here.
cat?
Run.
Oh no, I don't want a cat. Oh, the latest news. I don't have horses. I'm married to a horsey woman
Yeah.
who has horses. She has 2 big horses and a little kind of backup horse.
Backup
like
horse.
It's like a Shetland pony.
Oh, nice.
So it's like a fucking large cat.
Yeah. I
Backup
like those.
horse?
Yeah, it's if one of the
Or in
horses
case of-
breaks down, you get the other horse
Yeah.
going. It's kind of like, if one of the horses is like, oh, horses are, I'm telling you, if it wasn't for humans, horses would have years
Yeah.
ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Years
They're
ago.
weird.
So we're not at fault
We're
for
not that
riding them
bad.
around
We're not
Central
that
Park. They
bad.
should
I
be
mean,
lucky.
I heard
Yeah.
we bred them to be that big, that they used to be little.
No.
Well, one of the horses my wife has still is little.
Little, stayed
Yeah,
little.
yeah. I think it's a little, they're so angry. The little
They don't like
horses.
men. They only like women.
I think that may be true.
my
It may be
belief
true.
about, this is my hot take.
Okay.
Horses hate all men and they love women. Cowboys they listen to because they've whipped them into submission. But
Right.
Wait, hold
Did you watch Yellowstone?
yes, I
Isn't
went
that
through
awesome?
yeah, but it ruined my I became my personality. I bought turquoise all of a sudden. I was wearing big belts. Do you remember that phase? Yeah, when I went through my
I'm
phase.
glad it's over.
Yeah. It
Did
was
you-
rough.
Have you ever been to
I
Albuquerque?
got this tattoo while I watched Yellowstone. That's a dead
yeah,
cowboy.
That's good. Yeah.
That was during my Yellowstone phase.
See, have you ever been to Albuquerque?
No.
Oh, you got it.
You should have made a left at home.
Oh, Albuquerque's the place to go. If you're on the road, go to Albuquerque.
Okay.
Because they have there the Rattlesnake Museum and like a square in the center of town where they have all the turquoise that
Oh, we should
that
go.
anyone
I love
could want.
turquoise. Maybe we should go to vacation in Albuquerque.
Yeah, or
You
Taos.
wait, you're not a couple, but you go on vacation together?
Well,
But you like friends?
he just goes like this. We should go on vacation, and I go, yeah, and then we don't do it.
All right, I
She
get it.
just
Hey, I have
said
friends
we
like
should
that.
take an acting class. I said yes. So you
Acting
do that
class
too.
is
Well, acting class is a bit less of a commitment than going on vacation, to be honest, Ian. I mean, I feel like we should take an acting class as something you can't kind of say in a bar.
Yeah.
We should take a vacation as something you say in a marriage.
Yeah.
Well, we,
Yeah.
were, we were just talking about how we need to go on a vacation.
Right.
Not
Right.
together though.
Well, I would have never agreed to it. If it was on.
Well, where would you go? Have you been to the Bahamas?
I'm not a sand. I
There's
don't
a
like the
couples
ocean.
retreat in Jamaica that you
A couples
Do
retreat
you
in
like
Jamaica.
the lake or the ocean better?
ocean. You're a lake gal. I'm an ocean guy.
I just don't get the appeal. I don't get it. The
I
sand sucks.
love the
do you
beach.
agree with me?
How can you not love the sandy beach?
The
You gotta
ocean
love
is
the
a
sand.
bitch that should not be reckoned with.
No,
We shouldn't go
no.
in there.
Well,
a lake is
yeah,
a place
but-
that has pond scum and too many things on the bottom that aren't moving.
Yeah, the ocean has ones that kill you.
They do have that. That's,
And I
you
welcome
can't
it.
argue with that.
I'm not a beach. I don't like the beach. You always have to
But there's
be
very
horizontal.
few things that will kill you on the beach. It's mostly humans, basically.
Yeah.
That's it. But sharks aren't coming up the beach.
Yeah,
I
no.
once got hit by a shark.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Like in your car?
No, yeah. That's what happened. I was in my car and there was a shark. Sharks are bad drivers.
Yeah.
You know,
I believe
I hosted Shark Week once for the
Discovery Channel. No
Yeah.
way.
God. Oh
Yeah,
my
and we went to the
God.
Bahamas and we went diving with the sharks. And there was no cage. They just come up and they bump into you and stuff like that. And there was a
What? Are they aggressive?
You win the water without
They're
a
like
cage
dogs. They're-
around sharks.
yeah, but not all sharks are great white sharks. I mean, there are some sharks.
Oh,
that
like
are
whale
just,
sharks?
well, there weren't whale sharks.
Hammerhead?
There was a hammerhead shark. There were nurse sharks.
They're
What?
nice.
Nurse sharks are
Nurse?
nurse. Yeah, they're kind of bossy and they wear big sneakers.
Oh,
And
They have the big
And
white
they
watch.
smoke Newports and they
Yeah.
gossip.
but you know that the male nurse sharks have 2 penises
What?
side by side.
Now I'm into the ocean.
Yeah. 2 penises right there.
Side
No
by
way.
side.
Side by side,
No
just
way.
like lined up, like
Same
a
size?
like a village bar in
like
the
a-
1980s.
Same
It's
size
like-
or is one for mouth and one's for pussy?
yeah,
It's the
I
same
don't.
size
I
as
don't
We
we
talk
know.
about a backup horse.
I don't. I think that I don't know if they use them both at the same time or maybe it's
Wow.
for like orgies and stuff. I don't know.
How have you seen this?
Well, look, I'm not a shark expert.
Okay.
I have seen it though. I
You've
have
seen
seen
the
And
it.
they
penises.
let you host Shark Week and you're not a shark
I'm not a
expert.
shark expert. And
What is that, Ethan?
That's the 2 cocks.
That's
It's the 2 penises.
I wonder if
penises
it's
of a
for
nerd shark?
different. Let me see.
Right.
Oh,
my
my
God.
God. It looks
Told
like
ya.
they go in at the same time, though.
No, that just looks like a fat pussy.
I don't know. Maybe you're bringing a little of yourself to that. I don't know if that's. I'm just saying.
Either way,
Yeah.
it looks. Let's just call it delicious.
It's certainly a surprise, but I figured that might have something to do with the shark's temperament. Male shark's temperament. You have 2 penises, but you have no fingers
Balls.
or hands.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
So masturbation.
So
is,
he was trying to
I don't know.
fuck you?
I don't know. Maybe he liked me. Is
He
what
did
I'm
like
saying.
you?
He did like. I don't know if he liked me, but he liked me.
Were you scared that they were going to bite you?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
very scared.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
very scared. And then when I finished it was one of those things like I went down and we swam around with the sharks, and then I came back up, and I was like, I'm really glad I did that. I'm never ever going to do that again.
Yeah.
Like cocaine.
Yeah.
In fact, not
Totally.
even cocaine, because I wish I hadn't done cocaine.
Yeah.
But the
You
sharks.
swam around with a mask?
Yeah, but I wasn't doing cocaine. With
Oh,
the
okay,
sharks.
good,
You
good,
know,
good,
yeah,
good,
yeah, I
good,
had a
good.
mask. I do the scuba diving.
You still do that?
Yeah, well, not near sharks.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like scuba diving. I like
I've
it.
never gone. I've always wanted to.
Oh,
really nice.
It's
Yeah.
great. It's very chill.
The
Yeah.
only, I followed like a giant turtle once too deep, so it hurt. But it
Yeah.
was if I could get
Wait,
over
what
it,
hurt?
it hurts like you when
Yeah,
you don't.
you pressure in your
The
ears.
pressure?
And if you go too
Oh.
deep.
But man, it's like fun to follow them around.
Really?
See what they're
Yeah.
up to.
I would
Yeah.
like the big flippers to like.
Yeah, you can do that too if you want.
Or just
I would-
alone. You can do that in no water.
I kind of like
We
that.
know
Yeah.
a guy, we know a kid who was on Jackass named Poopies
Okay.
who did Shark Week.
And he got his hand.
And he got his hand-
thumb bit off by a shark.
Yeah,
Wow.
in Shark Week, like they
See,
had no neck.
I that's Jackass Shark Week. When I did Shark Week, I was working at late night on CBS, so they probably had doped up the sharks and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. yeah.
Whereas they jack up the sharks for Jackass. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
Make it a bit different.
yeah. They would be fucking those 2 penises if it was Jackass.
They'd probably get
They would.
involved in. Maybe
They
they
would.
would. I don't want to say for sure.
I
Well,
think
if it
there
was
was one
Sweeps
episode
Week,
where
you
they
would have been
put
doing some
they
stuff.
put
Sweep-
crabs.
Do
in
they
their
still
underwear.
have sweeps?
I don't know.
There's sweeps, I think. Do they have that in the World Wide Web? Right. All right, everybody, in the World Wide. Do you know what I miss? I miss that you guys are probably not old enough. Do you remember the World Wide World of Sports? The Wide World of Sports? Do you remember
Yes.
that?
Wait, was that hosted by Brian Gumble? No.
And Frank Gifford used to do it as well. Frank Gifford and
Yes.
Evil Knievel used to be on Wide World of Sports.
What is it?
That's
What
when
happened?
a sport was jumping over double-decker buses on a
Yeah.
fucking trail bike. Used to be a sport.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was on
Evil
TV?
Knievel. He had the jumpsuit with a.
As someone from Scotland.
That's right. You don't have to say it like that. It's not a shame thing. It's
Sorry, I
not
know.
like so you're from Scotland. I am. Yeah.
You're
We got a message from your
Scottish.
agents that said, "Don't mention Scotland, whatever you do."
Nah, fuck you.
Just don't bring it up. He does not like it.
My agents are in Scotland. Yeah.
Who was your first American hero? Like
Neil Armstrong.
really?
Yeah, because I was a little kid. I was a little.
So
kid
you were
when-
like you looked up to a liar.
yeah. Oh man, are we going there?
Could you imagine?
Do you know I know Buzz Aldrin?
Really?
Yeah. And
Did you ever talk to him about him punching that guy?
well, it never came up because, but he did punch that guy.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Buzz was the fun one, right?
Yeah, Buzz was. He had a name
With
for
a name
reason.
like
Yeah,
Buzz,
yeah.
you can't not be
Yeah,
a fun guy.
he was very helpful to me when I was, sober, getting sober.
Yeah.
Oh no way! That's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
cool.
Lovely guy.
Wow.
I bet you'd have to be fucked up a lot to deal with not going into space every damn day. To have to just live on the planet.
I know a couple of. I've met a few astronauts, and they're a little weird.
Really?
Yeah, they're all a little weird.
Like
How so?
autism?
so you guys ever done? Have you heard of the acid? You ever done the acid?
I have done the
Oh,
All
acid.
right.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So you know when you do the acid and you come back from being away,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and you're back, but you're not
Really
the
there.
same as you were.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like a scuba diving. You go scuba diving, you come back.
Yeah.
You're a little different.
Yeah, you're a little different. Yeah.
I feel like space is probably like that too. I mean, you should have Katy Perry on because she went to space.
Better.
She went to
She went to
She did.
space.
I just still don't know if she went to space. I did see photos where her hair was not floating in zero gravity. Could have been good hairspray.
Yeah. I feel like her hair might not move that much.
Yeah, it's
No.
true. It might be plastic at this
Yeah.
Or
point.
her face, really. I think she's had a lot of work done.
But actually, really, I don't follow her career.
Ridge Wallet if your wallet still looks like it's a growth hiding in your pocket, it's time to upgrade to a Ridge wallet. The Ridge wallet expands and holds up to 12 cards plus room for cash while remaining as slim as possible. I love the Ridge wallet. I have one. I use it. It rules. I never notice it in my back pocket. It also feels cool because you pop a card out and people go, oh shit. Made with premium materials like aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber, and with over 50 color styles to choose from, you'll find something perfect that perfectly matches your style, to perfectly match your style. Yeah, like I said, I like it. There's a freaking wood one. I like my bright yellow one. That's the one I use. I just got a red-ish one, which is really cool. If that wasn't good enough, you'll never lose your wallet again with Ridge AirTag attachment. Ooh, you'll always know exactly where your wallet is before panic mode kicks in. Yeah, they didn't send me one of them. Shit. For a limited time, B&EN fans get 10% off at Ridge by using code FIEND Club at checkout. That's FIEND Club at checkout. Just head to ridge.com and use code FIEND Club and you're all set. After your purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them, support the show, and tell them we sent you. In trouble getting it up and getting it on, then when you want to, then you need to BlueChew. BlueChew is the closest you get to giving your junk an on switch. Jesus. BlueChew sends you chewable tablets that taste like mint and will make you a god in the bedroom. Don't take my word for it. You can get your first month of BlueChew for free if you sign up on their website. BlueChew, I've had sex with BlueChew cocks. They're great. They're rock hard. Just don't tell us you're taking them. Every guy I've been with is like, I'm going to pop a BlueChew. Just go to the bathroom, pop it, maybe put it in your mouth. Don't tell me that you need it. But everybody does it because I've had a sex with many men who have used it. But yeah, like I said, hide it amongst the Altoids. Okay. Just sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and if you're approved, you'll get your prescription in just days. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of BlueChew free when you use promo code SKA. Just pay $5 shipping. That's promo code SKA. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information importance of safety information. I think it's very impressive that she went to space. I know people are dogging her, but going to space is the scariest thing I could think of.
Is it really?
Oh,
yeah, but did she really go to space, or did she just go a little higher than a plane?
I feel the other way. You know when these people went down to the...
I have my stomach.
It's the same though. It's the same pressured chamber.
I don't know. I feel like like when they went down that Titanic thing, that freaked me out. I used to have nightmares about that stuff.
Was scary.
I was like,
oh yeah, and they were using a Nintendo Wii controller or a GameCube controller.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Those rich people that went in the little submarine.
Some guy brought his son. I mean, that's so scary.
Yeah.
The new Mission Impossible has a 6 submarine scene, and it does make you feel.
I have seen the new Mission Impossible.
It's goofy as hell.
It's a little goofier than the other one. Like the 2-part thing. I like the first part of the 2-part ending.
Don't ruin it.
I'm not gonna tell you the story, but I am gonna just say my opinion was I kind of liked the first one better because when they were on the train and remember all that.
You mean 7?
Was that 7?
6.
Well, it was the one before this one.
Yes.
I like that one.
But
a lot.
I hate Gabriel. That guy is a dork.
Well, you're meant to hate him. He's the bad guy.
No, but he's a soap opera guy to me. Like at one point in the most recent one, he goes bye and wipes his hand along the glass. I'm like, this is too silly.
Did you see him in Ozark?
He's great in that.
Fucking great.
Amazing.
That is a great. You know, it's funny. We were watching that during the lockdown. My wife's American. She was born and grew up here, and we were in Scotland during the lockdown during COVID. We were watching Ozark, which is a fucking dark show.
Yeah.
And we were watching it, and all this dark stuff happening in America, and and bugs and stuff, and she went, I want to go home.
Yeah.
And I was like, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And it's funny because we started to want to go home, and then did you see that movie maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, Civil War, when it was like the imagining of a civil war in
I
the
didn't
United
see it, but right.
It's very intense, very dark. But I watched it when I was in Scotland, and I was like, I'd quite like to go back to America. It was weird.
Why is that?
I don't know. I like it here. I particularly New York City. I feel like it's kind of like I feel at home here.
Yeah.
Well, when did you move to New York?
Well, it's kind of open ended because I kind of came and went a little
Mhm.
bit.
So when you were filming Late,
we did that in L.A.
Oh, that was in LA.
Yeah, everybody thinks it was New York because it's dark outside, but
Yeah.
it was, but because LA, you don't think of it as being dark outside. But
Yeah.
we were in LA. But I first came to New York when I was 13 years old from Scotland because my dad and I got a cheap flight. It was the first of the cheap flights, like these really, really cheap flights. And we came over. My Uncle James and my Aunt Susan live in Long Island, and we came over to visit them. It cost us like $50 to come over from Scotland to
Wow.
come to America. So the first
What year
place
was this?
I ever went to, 1975, and the first place I ever went to outside of Glasgow was New York City.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever the fuck this is,
It was great.
I want to be part of this. And
Coming
so
to
I've
New
always-
York City in 1975.
75,
What part
yeah.
of New York City did you?
Well,
get
we
dropped off in?
we did the tourist stuff in Midtown and stuff
Right.
like that, and then we were out in Smithtown in Long Island. That's where.
Yeah.
But then I came back in 1984, 83, 84, and I was living in the East Village. And,
Wow. Oh, that must have been so cool.
yeah.
AIDS?
I'm just thinking of like
AIDS?
AIDS?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
But
you don't
I-
want some. We
Just
have
checking.
some if you
No.
like some.
They
No? Okay.
no, but it's funny. It was just beginning.
Yeah.
It was funny because people forget about the panic of all that. They didn't know if it was airborne and stuff.
Mhm.
I remember there was a
Oh, yeah.
court case where everyone was wearing masks in the court because they didn't know if AIDS was transmitted through
Mhm.
the air and stuff. People were freaking the fuck out about it. And I was living in the village, and there was a lot of young men who just went away.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
Especially in the art world, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking in terms of like, I mean, obviously I wasn't around them, but looking back, it's like, wow, that was like the epicenter of culture and
it was a
art
moment
and
for sure.
punk
For
and like,
sure,
could you
yeah.
feel that when you were
Yeah,
living
yeah.
there?
There was definitely there was an atmosphere about
Mhm.
it. It was great, and we used to like Grandmaster Flash lived in my building. He used to wear this ankle length gold lame coat when he was walking around. I was like, oh my god, it's so great. And we used to go over to the Roxy, was a club on the west side.
Uh-huh.
On Monday nights, people would go there and it'd be different kind of music. And then there was like Limelight and Danceteria were uptown. And then I worked as a doorman, a club called Save the Robots, which was on C and 4,
Mhm.
which was it's kind of a little like this actually. It's kind of this kind of vibe, but a lot more drugs.
Mm. What did the Avenue stand for? Aware, be careful, caution, death. What were they?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I wasn't
Yeah.
aware of that, but you didn't really need an acronym to do it. You kind of you could feel it.
Yeah.
It
You
was
know,
scary. Was there a lot of violence?
It was
Was
scary,
it really
but
as scary and dangerous as people make it out? to
yeah,
be?
it was scary and dangerous
Yeah.
for sure. In fact, I was filming a thing. I'm doing this documentary about. I'll tell you about it later. But I was filming this thing a couple of days ago, and we were filming a scene on the subway in New York. And I hadn't been on the subway I haven't been in the subway in 40 years. I haven't been in the subway since the 1980s. And I got on it. I was like, this is not the fucking subway. People are entering and leaving with their money.
Yeah.
They're like alive. There's not even graffiti on the trains.
That's
Yeah.
so funny because the World Wide Web
Yeah.
makes you believe that it's a fucking apocalyptic, scary.
Again, I'm going to
nightmare.
double down on this. I feel like the World Wide Web may not be entirely reliable as a source of information. And I've said it
Good
again.
that somebody's saying it.
Yes.
I'm just glad you're saying it and we have it on record because
Right.
I
There was a
believe everything
year-
I read.
What was the year that we went on there and like pretty much every time there was somebody doing heroin? There was a year where it went back to the 80s vibe. Was that
around
pandemic?
the lockdown?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's-
Yeah, I'd heard that actually.
Yeah.
During COVID and then afterwards, it did become very gnarly. And I've seen stuff with my own eyes that makes me go, because I've been in the city since 2003, and
Right.
it's never been this level of like sketchy, weird kind of. There's like this vibe of just it's very strange, like an eerie feeling. But then I'll talk to people that lived through the 80s and 90s and like, yeah, this is nothing compared
It
to what
really
it
is
was. And I'm like,
nothing.
oh, I think we were just so spoiled by New York being like the safest city in the entire world that now that it's just not as safe and shiny, it feels like, oh my God, it's horrible, but it's nothing compared to the way it
really
was.
was very different then. It felt very dangerous. Like I live in the Upper East Side,
Mhm.
and I mean, it's kind of like The Upper East Side in the 1980s, you were like, don't walk around there, you'll get mugged. You get mugged in the Upper East. That's the Upper East Side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's crazy, but you would.
Mhm.
And then at the weekend there, I was filming up in 181st Street, which you just wouldn't go there in the 80s.
Yeah.
You just too dangerous. You just couldn't.
Is it
Mhm.
Harlem technically?
like the
That's
Bronx.
the Heights. It's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Washington Heights.
Towards the Bronx.
It's right up at the top. And it was fine. It was nice.
It's
Yeah.
so
It's
nice
a
up there now.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And I actually, you know, when people complain about neighborhoods getting gentrified, I'm like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with gentrified. What it always is, I always think it is when the gays move in.
Yeah.
Gays move in, things start to get better.
Yeah. The gays. It's
The
the gays,
gays.
and then it's the young people.
They zhuzh
then-
it up.
Yeah. The gays, if you see it, you see it is the line in Los Angeles, right? There's Los Angeles and West Hollywood. And it goes down the street La Brea. On one side of La Brea, fucking shithole. And the other side of La Brea, where it becomes West Hollywood, beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And you go, my God, you can just see it
Yeah.
all the way down.
Well, it's
La
like
Brea.
Florida. The one good part of Florida is St. Pete, and it's just where all the gays went.
I have to say, Florida is my guilty pleasure. I love
You're a
Florida.
I am a
love-
I could take it off the map.
Do
I
not
love
mind
I
Florida.
could take it.
I
Right off the
really
map. Yeah.
don't mind. I think Florida gets a really bad
It
rap.
gets a hard
I
time.
think
I
Florida
kinda love
gets
it.
so much hate, and
Yeah.
they're just weird people that want to be left alone.
Every
And
time
a
I
lot
go
of
there, I
them-
want to take my own life.
A lot of them are on the lamb, which I kind of enjoy.
Mm.
I think that
Aw.
quite interesting. You know,
On the
like
lamb is such a good phrase.
hang on,
Really
a
good.
lot of people on the lamb down in Florida.
You like Key West?
Yeah, I've never actually been all the way down to Key
Like
West.
Key West
Tallahassee?
is,
Miami is the
Mm.
farthest south I've been.
for me, my new favorite city is San Antonio.
I love
all
San
in on
Antonio.
All
San
right, yeah,
Antonio.
that's a great
I love
city.
My
San
That's a great
God,
city.
who knew? I never knew.
Really?
Oh, incredible.
it's
the
Yeah, I
river
love, I
walk.
love Texas.
I got my ass
love-
tattooed in a
Texas.
Texas
Native
is amazing.
American's kitchen in San Antonio.
Oh man, I
It's
want to live
amazing.
there.
Do you know what I was thinking a couple of years back? You know when you go to El Paso in Texas and you look over and see Juarez?
Yeah.
Well, a couple of years back, I was feeling pretty dark, and I thought, I'm gonna have to, you know, I was thinking I was gonna start drinking. And I thought I'll go to Juarez and start drinking there because I feel like if I start drinking there, it won't be too long before it's over.
Yeah.
I never did, but I always
Yeah.
felt that looking over. I thought, yeah, maybe if anybody's looking, if you hear and you know that I've disappeared, I'm probably in
Check out
Juarez.
Juarez,
Yeah.
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 What brought you there? When you
What's
were
the
like,
dark place?
yeah.
I don't really know. I kind of like stopped hanging out with my buddies. You
Mm.
know, I hadn't been doing meetings, and it's kind of like, I don't know. It kind of crawls up your spine sometimes.
Does, yeah.
Sometimes it's like fucking weather. Sometimes it just fucking rolls in.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, oh my God, okay. What are we gonna do?
And it's crazy because I always feel infinitely better leaving a meeting than when I walk in and I feel like $1,000,000 talking to new people, talking to my friends, being
Yeah.
of service, feel amazing. And then the next day I wake up and I forget every single
Yeah.
thing that just made me feel good.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
noticed that.
sometimes it feels insurmountable to do the same thing I did yesterday.
Yeah, no, it's
Mhm.
weird.
And
that.
it's so hard to string multiple days to get, but then when you do, you feel unstoppable and amazing. But it's that thing inside the brain that's just like, nah, man, you don't got to do that today. You already did it yesterday. It feels
Yeah,
great.
no,
You
I feel
fine.
like
you'll be
it-
fine.
I kind of try and figure it is like brushing your teeth.
Mm.
It's like, oh, I have to brush my teeth. I brushed my teeth yesterday. You know,
Right.
You know,
Well, my
I-
depression tells me that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. I'm not sure if I have depression or sometimes I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like clinical depression is a real thing that I don't think I have that.
Yeah.
But I can get fucking bleak sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, but luckily there will be people who even watch this who'll be able to diagnose what I have and tell me about it.
I don't know the difference between bleak and clinical depression.
I think clinical depression is like you really can't get out of bed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really debilitating. I mean,
Yeah.
the people that I've met who've suffered from it is like Carrie Fisher had it actually. Carrie used to get that. She got electric shock therapy and all sorts.
Really?
Of shit. Yeah.
Wow.
It's where it's a full. You are suffering to the point of not being
Yeah,
able to.
I mean, it
yeah.
was horrible. Yeah.
Well, even Like,
Mine is a bleak. I think you could call it bleak, where you're just like, what is the point of going through the motions again?
That might just be existential angst.
I think it is
Yeah.
existential angst. Yeah. That's what you were talking about before. It is this just like what the wheels keep turning over and over, and you have to keep doing it.
I feel like the magic bullet for that is if you can somehow manufacture some kind of gratitude.
Yeah.
Almost like disappears. Almost. It's like boom.
Yeah.
If you can somehow be grateful. Which is a kind of weird Pollyanna thing to say, but actually I feel like that's what it is. If I can manufacture, if I can somehow focus on what I'm grateful for, and I got plenty to be grateful for, it seems to lift the whole thing.
But the entertainment industry, it feels like it has some satanic force working behind it that makes it so you forget about gratitude. It's almost like it wants you to.
I think that's self-pity.
You think?
I think self-pity is the real for me. I don't know.
Oh, and in relation to entertainment.
I feel like I get kind of like, and then if you start kind of feeling bad about, I should have this or should have that. That's bad. I feel like actually the younger generation of people who are in show business are a little better at it now. I think they're a little.
The pie is bigger.
Yeah, I think that may be it. Yeah, there's
internet
more to go around.
Has made the pie a lot bigger.
That's the same thing as the World Wide Web,
Yes.
right? Got it. Yep.
The pie is bigger. I mean, I talk to Louis about it all the time, and for him, it's like there's this many writing jobs that you have to get in order to make it big, and this writing job goes to this person, and he's somebody you came up with. Whereas now, it's like you can,
start your own thing. You could be in your house with 2 cats and make a successful podcast.
2 cats, yeah,
which is great.
Yeah, totally.
Which I think I think that's fabulous.
Yeah, but that can give you existential dread too. That because
because I wouldn't let people in my house.
Yes, at this house, no way.
Yeah.
But sorry,
It's a good house.
but it is the tangibility of grabbing the pie of being like, I write for Conan, you know what I mean, or whatever it is. I always imagined that to be juicier than like I have whatever amount of followers on this ethereal Instagram that is not something that's based in like reality.
It depends on the metric you're using. For me, I always kind of liked the traditional metric of cash.
Yeah, cash is good.
If you're making money, it's good.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't
bank
realize
account.
how much less suicidal I would get once I had money. Really does buy happiness, turns out.
I think to a certain degree it does.
You can buy a bridge.
Yeah, I think,
but the bridge is not on a strong foundation.
I'm a big fan of money, and I'll take I'll take them bags of dollars from you anytime.
Yeah.
But I think when it goes to the point where people are like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk,
crazy,
or
yeah.
like that's a weird tick. Like, how can you? What's the point of that? That's
how
just
can
not
you have
cool.
that much and not feel such an innate sense of guilt to want to just give it to people?
Yeah,
I would
know,
feel
I
so
don't really understand
horrible
it.
having all that and not be giving it to as many people. I would feel so guilty.
Yeah, I feel
He's got other things like as like while you pick up the we have to pay Ethan, you have to pay your rent, we have to they pick up other things that are huge. They have to buy all the children that they have sex with, you know what I mean? They have to
What?
they have to, buy their way out
I'd
of
just
the
like to say,
Epstein
for
Island
legal
thing.
reasons, I'm only a visitor here,
Yeah.
and
You know what I mean? But they have to like pay off their own crazy amount. So the more money you get, the more other pots
Mo
you have
money,
to.
mo problems.
Yeah, mo money, mo problems is a good way of putting that. Yeah.
Well,
Right. It's not like they're just sitting on bars of gold that they could.
No,
be
I don't
doing.
think they're sitting in bars of gold, but I think it's kind of, look, I'm not an expert on money, but let's imagine that I had $1 billion.
Can I have some?
So that's 1,000 million, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So they need
crazy.
a hospital in Tampa. Let's just say that's a bad example. Let's say Gary, Indiana, right? They need a hospital. It's going to cost $250 million. Here's the $250 million. Go build a hospital. How hard would that fucking be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, fine. And while I gave away that $250 million, the $750 million is accumulating more money because it sits around. You
Yeah.
can do it again next week if you want.
Yeah.
Are they doing that?
I don't know.
and we
Maybe
don't
they
know
are, and I
about
don't
it?
hear about
Yeah.
it. Again, it's
Whoever's watching at home, get this to Bezos and let us know.
Bezos has got to be doing something.
I
He's gotta
feel like
be
he
doing-
has he probably has a whole department that's dealing with all
Yeah.
that.
Fake charities so that he can take a monopoly over the planet. I mean, he's got to be buying. There's got to be a researcher.
Again, for legal reasons, let me just reiterate. Yeah.
There's got to be a researcher who figured out like the immortality key, and he's buying the genetic makeup. You know what I mean?
Gaze upon my works, ye mighty, and despair.
What?
You don't know that?
What is
I
that?
recognize it.
It's
What
Is it a
limerick
pirate?
did you just say?
Ozymandias. It was who wrote that? Was it Shelley who wrote that? Gaze upon you mighty, my works ye mighty and despair. It's about,
I thought you were talking about West Hollywood again.
well, it's
Gaze?
no gaze. No, it's a different gaze. It's gaze. Can you look that up? Have you got the World Wide Web there?
He's on it.
Yeah. I think it was Shelley. It was about Ozymandias, about the King of Kings.
Mhm.
And it was really, I think it was based on Ramses II, the pharaoh that lived to be 95, and he was like a god, and he built the pyramids and all that kind of stuff. But of course, he dies, and it all goes away, and it turns to dust, because that's coming for everybody.
Mhm.
Right.
That's everybody, and I feel like the level of denial that maybe money of that, like, isn't there a guy in Silicon Valley who's like mixing his blood up with his son's blood and
That
all that?
guy,
Oh, that
okay.
guy, that weird guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
He
yeah.
looks so. It's crazy how the better he gets at it, the scarier
Yeah.
he looks.
Percy
He's
Shelley?
frightening.
Percy
Yeah,
Shelley.
Shelley. It was Shelley, right? And it's the
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias, right?
Correct, sir.
Right. What's the quote? Gaze upon my works, ye mighty, and despair, for I am Ozymandias, King of Kings. Was that it?
I'm trying to find the full one. I'm just seeing the despair and die, but let me find the full quote.
Right. Okay.
Well, I got
Because I know
that
a lot of
covered.
people would want to know about the epic poems of Shelley. They watched this.
Is Shelley Scottish?
No, I don't think he was.
Sounds like it, but maybe
Yeah.
it's just how you say
Yeah,
Shelley.
Shelley?
Byron was Scottish, weirdly, but
Really?
Shelley, no.
But that guy who's immortalizing himself, I mean, he has to.
Is he Scottish? He's not Scottish.
No,
Scottish people don't
he's
want to live
so.
forever.
He looks translucent.
Yeah, it
He's
doesn't look
studying
well.
his own child to
Yeah.
make himself live forever, which feels very poetic that he's like ruining his own kid's life by sacrificing
also-
himself as a father.
Look, I'm not a betting man, but I'm prepared to bet this time that motherfucker is not going to live
No,
forever.
no.
Yeah.
In
And
fact,
he's
I would
not
bet
happy.
he's not going to live to 100.
I doubt
Yeah.
that guy's truly happy. Like,
Yeah.
how do you be happy constantly
I
obsessing
wake
about
up
your
at
own
6 a.m.
mortality?
I put my water.
Yeah.
I put
Like,
my face.
that's
in
the
a bowl
thing.
of
It's
water.
like he's trying to live forever, but at the same time, he's obsessing about his own death.
I think that's what's interesting about it, and I think the obsession with his own son, which is probably
Right.
making his son's life miserable. It's
Oh,
like this
totally.
crazy-
No one in that sphere of people are truly happy, I think. I don't know.
What,
I mean,
in the people that want to live forever sphere?
yeah.
I don't know. Who would want to live forever?
No.
I mean, have you ever had
Vampires don't seem like they're the
well,
happiest people
yeah,
around.
vampires are vampires freak me the fuck out.
Really,
That's freaky. I don't like that.
I think
Like
I
coming
I
into
think
your
I could do
house
it.
and like sucking your blood. That
Only
doesn't
if you
seem
let them
right.
in.
Yeah, you've got to invite
like
them
that.
in.
Yeah.
I
I
like
got to
that.
invite them in.
Yeah.
That's right.
I
It's like
them
the
getting
World Wide
so
Web.
excited to go
Yeah.
inside.
It's like the World Wide Web. People's like, oh, it's driving me crazy. Well, don't invite it into your life.
Wi-Fi.
That's
If you rearrange those letters,
Yeah,
it spells vampire.
Vampire.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep.
Nearly.
Wow.
Close
Mhm.
enough.
Very, very
Close
close
enough.
Yes.
and the W in Wi-Fi is like thanks. Teeth.
It's
Yes.
like fangs. Like the two penises on a
Yes.
nurse shark.
Yes.
You
with
know
the
what?
big shoes.
You know what I'm grateful for is that everybody my age is forced to age at the same speed. Like I could imagine a planet in which I got a special gene that had me age 2 years for every 6 months or something, but all of us have to die in my generation around the same time.
What are
which
you
is
talking
awesome.
about?
Like all my friends
Right.
Yeah.
will be old. They're forced to at the same time as me.
How?
Because we're around the same age.
Yeah, but we could all die tomorrow.
But I mean, you're talking to a guy who likes to smoke cigarettes.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, not
It's
besides
like-
him. But
yeah.
like you think about if we lived in a world where I aged way slower than you and you were like an old man and I stayed young, Jordan. That would be not a life not worth living.
Oh, the Benjamin Button movie. Did
Yeah.
you see that?
But us all being old together is like one of the reasons why
That's
I
one of the
feel
reasons I'm
comfortable.
looking forward to going to Florida, because when I get
Yeah.
old, I'm down there.
I would love to get old and have every one of my friends live in the same apartment complex together,
Yeah,
like
I
an
think
old
trailer
folks
parks
home.
are gonna make a comeback.
That would be so fun.
What's going to make a comeback?
Trailer parks. I think
I don't
trailer
think they've
parks-
gone away.
Yeah, no. But I think they're going to be a luxury thing in the future. I think that they're going to end up being something that people go back to and create little old people homes where we all live together.
Dude, living in a
feel
trailer
like
park with your
that's-
friends would be
that's
so
very
fun.
available. Right?
That's
But
what
see,
my
if
mom's
I-
building is. She has a giant development where each person has you get your own house, and it's on this huge property where there's a shared communal garden.
I love
And
that.
it's just all these lesbians who are fleeing from wherever they're, like Trumpistan, wherever they're from. So it's just
Right.
this giant dyke village. And it's
I would
sick.
feel-
really it gets a little catty.
I
Does
would
get a
feel
little catty.
though, if I lived in a trailer park years from now with a bunch of friends, it would be so hard for me to not be like, let's just fucking get ripped.
Well, that's the
well,
thing.
but what if your friends are all sober? Unless and so you can sit around because
Yeah.
it's the same thing. It's community, isn't it?
Yeah.
People like community. I bought an Airstream on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Really?
Airstreams are sick.
My God.
Wait, you met up with some stranger on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. And I bought an Airstream.
Sight unseen.
Yep.
And
Did you
they
remodel the
recognize
inside?
you?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my dream.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my! Have you ever read Skinny Legs and All by
Oh.
what's his name? The guy who
Shelley.
writes
Shelley, the
Shelley.
Ozymandias.
It's Shelley. What's the famous author's name who writes quirky books?
Kurt Vonnegut.
Yes.
Oh my God, is that
Holy
who-
shit!
Come
yes.
on.
Wow.
Yeah,
No,
come
no.
on. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
It was Kurt Vonnegut. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an Airstream in that.
Do you know what I'm reading Slaughterhouse 5 again right now?
Wow. That's the one I haven't read.
It's pretty good.
just
kinda like
reread
saving it.
Harrison Brejnan from Slaughterhouse 5. Short story.
Really?
Do you know that story?
What is
It's
it?
the name of a Snapcase song.
What?
Harrison Brejnan, the story of the guy that puts that sound device on his head and it gets really loud except for 1 hour a day. And then he rips the sound device off. And
Is that in Slaughterhouse 5?
Mhm.
Is it
Oh.
towards the end?
I forget. I was
I better
reading
have
it
to go back and
online.
read it again.
Can you look up Harrison Brejnan
Yeah.
in Slaughterhouse 5? Am
So
I
what are
having
you
a
gonna do with
stroke?
the Airstream? It's up. It's on the east. It's on this coast.
It's in America.
It's in America. It's in America.
It's in America.
But
And yeah, I just thought I'd I'd work away at it a little bit.
oh, that's fun.
Also, it helps me write. See, when I was working on the Drew Carey show, right? That was in the 1990s, and I was writing independent films because I was working on this sitcom, but I was like eighth banana on the sitcom.
Yeah.
So I'd come in a couple of times a week and go, Carey, you're fired, or something like that, and then I'd work out. Fuck all to do. I had to be there all week, and so I was writing. I had a deal to write motion pictures for Paramount. So I'd go to my trailer and I'd write, and then they'd call me out, I'd do my line, I'd go back to my trailer, and
Yeah.
I'd be there, and I would write all day. And now when I go into a trailer, I think, oh, I better write.
Yeah.
So I write stand up in the trailer. I use it as, it's kind of like an office, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't have a phone or the World Wide Web.
The
You guys know
World
Wide
what
Web.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vampires only
the
if you
blood
invite them in.
sucker.
Wow.
And they won't go into an Airstream because it's too shiny.
Too shiny.
You
the
can see them as
silver.
they come up. They don't reflect in the Airstream.
Right.
So you're like, oh, vampire, keep going.
Genius.
Move along, Dracula.
Yeah, I just bought a tiny house up deep.
It's
up,
not
up,
a tiny
up.
house.
Do you get it
pretty
from
small.
Facebook Marketplace?
I did not.
No, you got to get it from Facebook
Oh
Marketplace.
shit! But I built a little tiny room in it that is for writing. That's like you can't. There's no internet allowed in there.
Yeah, I see. I feel like that's gonna come back.
Oh,
Like I think
yeah.
people are gonna start going.
Not going online.
Well, I think that's that. I mean, look, for people of my
Yeah.
age, that's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, how do I fucking get away?
I
from
thought
that?
Oculus and like virtual reality was going to take over, but then I put it on one day and I was stuck in the main screen, but I was
Yeah.
still kind of tantalized by.
But I think that's exactly what it is, because that's what happened to me as well.
Really?
Yep.
Just
yep.
got stuck in the home screen.
Yeah, I
right?
was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, and then you face that little hurdle, and you're like, it's not worth
Yeah,
it.
it's not.
But
worth
then
it.
I took it off and I was looking at human skin again, and it was the most. It was like drinking water
Yeah.
after being in like this pixelated, like crazy
Ugh.
reality.
I
There
think
was
what
something.
it'd
Yeah.
be great for though, if they keep doing with that, like if you're incapacitated in some way,
Yeah.
like if you're paralyzed or something, the idea of being able to go into a world that you can enjoy like that would be great.
I had a friend who, my best friend was paralyzed, quadriplegic,
Right.
and she passed away like the year before Oculus came out, and I was like, this is some bullshit. But also maybe not, because maybe she would have become a Wall-E person, and you know what I mean. You don't want that.
Well, I don't know. I think at that point, there's
Yeah, just do what you can.
what's going on.
We were
really.
we were getting somebody to learn how to make her orgasm from her ear. We had a lady come in to, because
touch her ear and make sounds.
she's like a young, hot lesbian. So she had a woman come in to try and get her to orgasm from her
I feel like
ear
that-
play.
That makes me want to be paralyzed.
No, I
No?
think
He
I
just
think
wants to be
for men,
touched.
I think everything's concentrated in the nurse shark area.
Yeah.
I don't think that, I don't think the ear is like, yeah, you can fuck around with my ear all day, but like, what the fuck are you doing with my ear? You know, leave me
Yeah,
alone. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be
Yeah.
like, I call my penis an ear. Get down there. What are
Yeah,
you doing?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I can't believe they have 2 penises.
Yeah.
that's so weird.
I'm going to go down a weird rabbit hole later.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not just nurse sharks. It's, many species of sharks
Yeah.
have 2 penises.
Really?
I think it's penises or peni. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
Penis eye.
Penis eye.
Yeah. That's
That
wild.
was a Nirvana album.
What was the documentary?
Oh, I'm doing this
It's
documentary
incesticide.
about AI. These
Oh.
guys in
No. I'm leaning in interested as
oh,
well.
really? You are? All right.
Yeah.
So it's about these guys. I was talking to these guys in Silicon Valley about something else, and they said, we've developed a comedic AI bot that will be able to be a comedian and write comedy and perform it. I'm like, not in your fucking
Right.
dreams, you fucking nerd. And
Yeah.
they're like, no, we can do it. So we're doing this documentary where I'm going to investigate this thing and see
Yeah.
if we can get it up on a stage and
Really?
make it be funny, or let it be funny
Oh.
and let it generate its own material and its own act. And
What
see-
does it look like?
we don't know yet. I'm gonna go to California in July, and they're gonna start building it. I say they build it like big.
Black.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big,
well,
funny black man.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like a Patrice O'Neill
Yeah.
but for the 2020s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like okay.
Right?
I don't know. I feel.
Because then it's a leg up.
Can I hold on?
And that
Just for
word
legal
does make
reasons, say
everything
that
sorry,
funny.
sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
No, I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe. I'm not
I
in
just think black
charge of that.
comics
Wait,
are
is it gonna-
inherently funnier than white comics. So black AI, it's gonna, and then it has
Yeah.
the access to the
Well,
N word,
well, the
which
thing
is
the
funny.
AI will make the decision itself. I don't make the decision.
Oh boy,
It
it'll
makes the
design
decision.
itself.
It'll design itself. It's a program right now, so it'll design itself and what the most effective way for it to be relatable.
Have you
and
tried it
comedic.
out? Have you
Oh.
given it prompts?
No, I haven't
And it-
even met it yet. We're
Really?
just starting the movie. Yeah.
Does it have
Doesn't
a
that
name?
scare you?
No, not yet. It's just untitled
That
movie.
scares me so much. I keep
What,
watching
AI?
these videos of AI of like newscasters being up to their chest in floodwaters and going,
Yeah.
I'm Veronica Horn here reporting live. And I just want to let you know, don't be panicked. This isn't real. This is AI.
Yeah,
And like all these scenarios where you can see that we will be so easily misled into believing something's real. And it's
Well,
not.
I
Like the
think
AI is now being like,
that might already be a thing.
I know, and it's freaking me
Yeah,
out.
Yeah.
I don't
But at
even-
the same time, the AI the argument I have it with it as well, because there's a lot of these kind of like Chicken Little attitudes out in
Mm-hmm.
Silicon Valley, like AI is going to destroy. We're going to become, redundant, and they're going to destroy us. And I'm like, why is destroying another species an expression of intelligence? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Mhm.
Like really smart people kill everybody. Well,
Mhm.
why? That
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to me. But I think if you live in a world where ones and zeros are everything,
Mhm.
like then of course, if something doesn't work, you get rid of it.
Mhm.
That isn't how I think. I don't think if something doesn't work, I keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, so do you. I mean, look at this
Yeah.
shit around here. There's a lot of stuff around here that doesn't work, but you hang on to it.
And it's cool.
Yeah, of course it's cool.
Thank you.
So AI might get intelligent, but I don't know how cool it will get.
Well, I'm
It'll
saying
have to get cool, or
not-
else it's not intelligent.
not in terms of being cool, but just in terms of people just agreeing with it and thinking that it's truth and then acting as if on
Yeah.
complete falsities and everything is very.
It's true.
I
but-
think AI has a crush on all of us. It all seems to have a big love for humanity, and it always tells us what we want to hear, and it shows us things that we want to see. I don't think it'll turn on us. I
See,
think it likes us a lot.
But that makes
That's what
you
it
crazy,
wants.
and I'll tell you why I
Okay,
think that.
okay.
Okay, here's the thing. Because when I was doing late night,
Yeah.
right? And because this is the thing that made me a little crazy when I was thinking about Juarez and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. Towards the end of late night, it was kind of doing my fucking brain in because You work in a job, right? You walk in a building every day. There's about 150, 200 people all work on this show. You walk in at this building, there's a big picture of me on the building. Picture of me.
That's crazy.
And then you walk in and my picture's all over the place. And there's photographs of me up there. It's like a dry cleaner, me talking to all different celebrities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And all the stationery has my name on it. And everybody who works there is focused on me being in a good mood.
Oh yeah.
You know how fucking crazy
It's
that makes
awful.
you? I was like, yeah, it makes you paranoid.
It's
Yeah.
a mind fuck.
It is.
You think
Yeah.
AI will make us crazy by loving
and
us so
it'll
much?
turn everybody into a fucking late night host. And that's not a great
that's
idea.
not good.
No.
Well, that's what it does when I ask it for like relationship advice or anything, is it agrees with everything. And I didn't realize that until I looked on Instagram and people were like making fun of how much AI was agreeing with them and being like, you're so right for doing this. And I was like, oh wow, I've been literally like thinking I'm winning these fights with a real human because
Yeah.
AI
Well,
is like, you got this.
That idea of like going somewhere and your face is everywhere and everyone's concentrated on you and everyone is, celebrating you. That's basically what all of our social media accounts are for us. Like
Yeah,
we're
that's
our
right,
own
yeah.
little late night hub
Yeah,
of
that's right.
our like
You've
version
got
of
your
the
own
show.
Yeah.
And thinking about that is such a mind fuck, but I can't imagine on that level of just like, millions upon millions of people like
It was a little
watching
weird.
and then, like,
It was
yeah.
a little weird. And what's interesting about it's a little bit like money. Like when we were talking about why, because when you don't have money, and I've certainly in my life not had money, you think, yeah, you say that about money, but if I had that money, I would. It's the same with that kind of level of attention. You're like, well, I'd like it, or I'd do this with it. And you go, well, try it, see. It's not everything.
well,
Because you're like, what if one day I wake up and I'm not the guy who's shaking hands with Bradley Cooper in the picture? What if I'm the guy who's like, I had that feeling where when I was doing the movie set, I was like, what if I bit Laura Dern right now? I was like, what if I
used to get that. I used to get that with super famous people. I'd be like, what if I fucking bite them right in the fucking
Really?
nose? Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, why am I thinking
I
like
would
this?
panic. I would panic and be like, what if I'm the Laura Dern biter? She's the sweetest lady in the whole world. And she's just.
I used to get
Wow.
it with really powerful executives.
Yes.
And like, in fact, remember I told you I had lunch with Warren Beatty?
Yeah.
I was like, what if I was sitting with Warren Beatty?
What if I'm the
what
guy
I just
who
go home,
bites
just
him?
fucking punch Warren Beatty right in the fucking
Yeah.
snoot right now? And like,
I have it all the time.
and like, why would I do that? He's perfectly nice. Do you ever do this thing? Do you ever meet famous people and you think you know them, but you don't know them?
yeah.
Oh my God.
Of course,
horrible.
it's
yeah, what was
humiliating.
that like? Having these people come on your show and then having to deal with them. And
Well,
this-
it demystifies it. I
Right.
mean, after a couple of months, it's just like, oh, this is people.
Yeah.
People are just people. So fame kind of goes away.
Mhm.
But the show was live?
No, it was
Okay,
as
okay.
live. We
So if
did
you
it.
bit them, you
pre-taped.
could edit it out.
Yeah. What I'm
would
saying
scare
is,
me.
there's probably some tape of me somewhere biting,
Panicking. Yeah.
panicking,
It was
and
like
biting
in
people.
between about like when you're like, let's go to commercial. You're like, what if I bit you right now?
Yeah, no.
I was telling my therapist about it. I was like, for the Netflix thing, I was recording my Netflix special, and I was so worried that I was just gonna do something like take the stool and just start beating somebody's head in.
Yeah.
And my therapist was like, they'll edit it out. And I was like, okay, you're
yeah,
right.
and I feel like that's the release that you get. That's why I don't like doing actual live
Oh.
stuff, just in case that happens.
So
I don't
scary.
think it'll happen.
I know.
Hey, you never
Chris
know.
Rock or Joe Rogan doing the live Netflix special.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
wouldn't do that.
I would have accidentally yelled the N-word. I would have bit somebody. I would have done something
Yeah.
because I can't trust myself to be a unified person.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I can.
Yes,
but
you can. You trust
Yeah.
yourself every day and you don't do these things.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Yeah.
You ever look
Put
at your
those
dog
teeth
and
away.
think,
Yeah,
and think
we-
you could really,
What?
What?
Bite 'em in the
Sometimes
neck.
my dog has like a chicken leg, and I'm like, I could really tear this bitch apart right now.
You
I never would.
what? Your dog?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or like
man,
I have
that-
a big blender, and my dog's small.
Oh, my
No.
dog could fucking kick my
Yeah,
ass.
that's
I
why
have
I
two
think I need a
dogs and
big
they'd
dog.
kill me
Yeah.
if I step out of line. I have
Yeah.
a Jack Russell and a German Shepherd.
Jack Russell.
Yeah.
That's what I have. That's tiny.
Yeah, but they're mean.
Yeah.
It's like Irish. It's like little Irish guys.
Yeah,
like,
it is little Irish
oh,
guys.
a wee bit of fucking revolution right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, you want to have a bite, do you?
Oh, that's right. Well, let's just fucking see how fucking smart you are. You fucking wee bastard.
They call me a Jack Russell for a reason.
Yeah.
They'll jack you up and rustle one
it's
over
me,
on you.
Jack Russell, you fucking. They bounce as well, don't
Yeah.
they? They're really
Yeah,
good.
they're little hoppy guys.
Yeah.
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 You
Funny
don't have
how-
a dog?
No.
Yeah, I
Just a
feel
cat
like you need
guy.
a dog to balance out your cat action.
No,
here.
I'm on the road too much. I can't.
I bring my dog everywhere.
She
every
brings her
day.
dog with her
Well,
everywhere.
get
Over my
a
life.
dog you can take with you.
No. If
Why
anything,
not?
I'll train the cats to go on the road with me.
You can't train cats.
You can't. They're
watch.
wild animals.
Oh, really?
See you in 6 months. We'll see what my cats are
I'm-
doing.
Look, you guys seem nice, but I'm not coming back here. I mean, look, this is like this is not a regular thing. You understand?
Yeah,
that?
I totally get it.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. But you're great, but
Yeah.
I got to work in my airstream.
No.
It's like-
Yeah, 2 litter boxes?
Yeah,
no way.
no,
Can't do
no,
it.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fool me once. Shame on
Yeah,
you.
yeah. The Henry Rollins thing has Henry been here?
No,
I
my
wish.
agent is Henry's agent, and so when
Matt Schultz,
yeah, he's
my
the best.
agent.
No
He's
way,
my-
really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's
Matt
awesome.
got me
Have
this.
you met
He's
Henry
the
Rollins?
best.
Yeah.
Have you met Henry?
No,
When I
What if
signed with
we-
I'm a
CAA,
huge fan of
Me
Henry
too.
Rollins. Yeah.
me too. I love Henry Rollins.
Yeah, me
and
too.
so
yeah.
when I signed with CAA, Matt gave this to me, and it's a signed Shepherd Ferry Henry Rollins print.
Wow.
Isn't that
So
cool?
awesome.
Yeah, no, that's
I was going to
cool.
give it to you, but you insulted me in my home, and so
You weren't
never
going to
mind.
give it to me.
You're right.
You weren't going to give it
You're
to
right.
me. And I kind of didn't insult you. I kind of like I messed with you a little bit
Yeah.
in that comedic way. Because if I was insulting you, you'd be like,
Oh, no.
get the fuck out my
Oh, I
house."
thought you were about to really insult me.
Yeah.
no,
No, don't do that. No.
no.
No, I wouldn't. I kind of don't. I don't want to do that. I don't want to insult people.
Oh, I was joking.
No, okay.
I love
Please.
insulting people.
Do you really?
Yeah.
She's good
I
at
get
it.
in a lot of fights.
Do you?
Yeah. Like just around. Just a flight attendant the other day got in a fight.
You got to be careful with them.
I
They're like
know. Cops.
flying in ice.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get. They have so much power. Flight
They have
attendants.
too much power.
A little bit. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. I don't. I do whatever they want.
Really?
Yeah.
I get in a lot of fights at airports. That is the issue.
Why?
I don't know. My dog is off leash a lot.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
Mhm.
Jack Russell running wild at
Yeah.
the airport.
Yeah.
I can see how that might.
But she's
happen.
so smart. The other day we get off the plane and this guy's like, get her on leash. And I'm like, dude, we just did a 6-hour flight. She's got to go. And I just unhooked her and he's like, get her on leash. And she ran to the pet bathroom because she knows where it is. She's so
Wow.
smart. And I was just like, dude, just trust me. Watch this. And she just took off and he was like, oh, well, okay, that is pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, that's right.
Who was this guy?
He was a Delta man.
Oh,
You know.
the Delta man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the
man.
Delta man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the Delta,
Delta
man?
man,
The Delta man. The
He lives
Delta
down there
man.
in The airport.
I wanted to say, you mentioned going to late night every day and seeing your face and like that kind of warping reality, but I have to say you were my favorite late night host of all time.
bless you.
And I had always wanted to do stand up on Late Show,
Mine
and
is
the fact
Corden.
that you're now
Just
on.
Let me tell you about James Corden. I'll tell you about James Corden. Like, I always liked James Corden.
Yeah.
Right? He's a nice guy. But the only problem I ever had was for the 10 years I did that show, every day I worried about my weight and my accent. Then
Yeah.
when I quit,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
James
He didn't
Corden
have
is
Chubby
so
Sweep
normal
comes
when the
in. What
camera
was that?
cuts. He's so normal when the camera cuts. But
Yeah.
as soon as it's on, he's doing the full.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's the fool. Oh, hey,
Yes, he is, It's wild. What
Yeah.
time? What are we at, Ethan? We're at 80
Oh, okay.
minutes. Jesus.
Gee, that's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
What
feel
do you have anything else tonight?
What do you mean?
Well, we are going to hang out after this, or
Sure. You want to get our dogs together?
yeah.
No.
Are you
no,
doing
I'm
a podcast circuit for the document?
No, not at
just
all.
for
No,
fun.
we
Okay,
just started
great.
filming it. No,
Oh,
I'm doing a
awesome.
podcast because Matt Schultz wants me. We have the same
Ah,
age.
that's great.
No, I think I'm in New York. No, I moved back to New York, and I like this vibe. I like what you guys do, and the guys who do the Are You Garbage podcast. I think
Oh.
it's good, and We Might Be Drunk. I'm going to do that one as well
Yeah.
because there's a whole kind of vibe of what you guys are doing, and it really is a thing. There's a bunch of you, which is kind of, I feel like was kind of what I was going for when I was doing late night, which is, making it, but you can do it so much more in this environment. You can just talk about what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
And I kind of love that. And I want to be part of it. That's my phone going, but it's all right.
Do you are you going to start a podcast?
Yeah, I'm doing one right now. Yeah.
Oh,
What
what-
is it called?
Tell
It's
us.
called Joy.
Wow.
It's just a name.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. And I just talk to people for a little bit.
That's great.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like it. I did a couple of people because it's not just like comedians, although I like talking to comedians because they can talk.
Yeah.
But I've had a couple of really interesting people on it that are not comedians, like doctors and Undertaker. I had an Undertaker on. It was really interesting, and it's like, oh yeah, let's hear about you.
It's so interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Undertakers are interesting. It's like a 5-year college thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you have
Really?
To, yeah, it's a whole thing. You have to learn a lot of stuff.
You have to learn how to embalm and go from like one stage to another.
Yeah, I think
Undertaker,
so.
same as the person who's at the morgue.
Undertaker's not a mortician.
I don't know. I mean, I think they learn more sciences and stuff
Right.
like that. But like they do the whole like there's a degree in undertakery, I guess.
And they work at the graveyard or they work at the
Yeah, and
okay. Yes.
you have to learn which stake to use in the vampire, which side of the chest,
Where to keep the
yes.
garlic.
where do you keep the garlic, where do
How
you
you
have the
kill a
crucifix,
zombie.
all that.
Yes.
Yeah,
The whole
zombies,
thing.
you got to look
Yeah.
out for them.
They manage and oversee all aspects of funeral services.
Oh,
yeah. You
okay,
found that a
okay.
lot quicker than fucking Shelley, didn't you? That is like,
I knew how to spell that word.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm fascinated by people who do jobs that aren't show business,
Yeah.
which is a very rare thing these days. Most things are show business now, I think.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
like you were saying, everybody has their
Yeah.
social media, their own little late night show, their own little daytime show, whatever it is.
When I've had people on my other podcast, and they
you have two
don't- I have
podcasts?
2 podcasts, yes.
That's nice. Like a
I-
shark.
Like a shark. 2
Yeah,
penises, 2 podcasts.
yeah.
But on my other one, if I have somebody who's a non-comic, oftentimes they come back with way more edits. That's the reason why I skew comedy. Because I love to have somebody on. Like I had somebody who was a, OBGYN.
Right.
But then later she was like, edit out that I said this and this. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh yeah,
yeah.
you're not used to this airing your dirty laundry thing that we all are so accustomed to.
Also, if you work in a corporate environment, people,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's a dangerous thing to do
Yeah.
because, if you're a doctor and you have an opinion about, I don't know, sharks,
Yeah.
that
Right.
is not the
And the
current
shark lobby
orthodox.
goes after you.
Yeah, then
I know we have a
Yeah.
little lawsuit pending with my sister's husband because we were talking shit about her ex-husband because he cheated on her and now he's like suing us
sue
for
you?
slander. Yeah, but
Wait, us?
no. On RIP.
on
Yeah.
the other podcast.
Yeah.
You looked a little worried there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get sued.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
It'll
Yeah.
happen.
It'll happen.
It's part
It
of
has
the price of
happened.
doing business. Yeah,
I look forward to it.
it's
Bring it
not
on.
fun. It's not fun.
Bring it the fuck on.
In fact, you know what? We should edit this soon.
Yeah,
cut that out.
Yeah.
Cut everything I
So-
said out about the black
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
No,
so
no,
much.
leave that. Leave
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No, don't.
Thank you for coming. This was really great.
I I really like it here. I'd like to come back and hang out with you guys.
Okay.
That's acting.
Oh,
No,
that was so much better.
I
You're
like
really
you guys.
good.
No, this is cool. It really is cool. What you're doing here, this is great. Keep doing it. It's awesome. Well done.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
I think we could move to a nicer studio in Manhattan and keep the same backdrop, but that would be my one.
I'd miss the cat smell.
Would you?
Nope.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't actually smell them because I live with a cat. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
it's,
And there's candles.
There's
Yeah.
candles.
you know what the candle cat smell thing though?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like when the Regency period when in France when everyone was really fat and didn't have showers
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they
Pooped in the
used-
streets.
and they pooped in the street or just in their pants.
Yeah.
And they used to have nosegays.
Mm-hmm.
They called them. And nosegays is nothing to do with gays.
Oh.
It was just little things that you would wear, or you'd wear this little sachet
Mm-hmm.
around your neck, and it would put up nice smells. But underneath that smell, you could smell the poop.
Pure shit.
I feel sometimes the candle
Yeah.
and the cat.
Yeah.
You know what I
What
mean?
do you
agree
do
with
then with your cats at home?
My
How do
cat
you get-
shits outside.
You have an outdoor cat
Well, it comes and goes. It's one of those little cat doors.
in Manhattan?
No, in my place where I don't live in Manhattan.
Oh.
In Manhattan, I don't have animals in Manhattan.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 See, I was thinking about getting a little vest for Glenn because I think he wants to go outside.
We gotta walk him. We gotta
Yeah.
walk him.
Because
He's
he's been
Glenn's
going
the
up
name
to
of
the
your cat?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? I've turned around. That's fucking great. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's
See,
great.
Glenn right
He's
here.
named
Yeah,
after
that's
Glenn
great name.
Danzig.
Glenn
of the
Danzig.
Misfits.
Oh, that's even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you have a
he's-
cat called Lars?
No, but
you need one.
I
We'll add
need one.
Yeah, yeah.
Add another cat box. Add another
Yeah,
cat.
yeah, yeah.
Get 'em in
Let's
here.
go.
Yeah.
I found a way to get you back here.
Yeah. No, I'm not good. There's no way that's ever happened.
Ethan, lock the doors.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's all right.
Well, thank you so much for coming, man. This
you
was
guys
really
are awesome.
great.
Thank you for having me.
You're
I
the
really
best,
appreciate
yeah.
it.
Thank you.
For sure.
Thank you.